Hi, and welcome back to ABG Sundal Collier's Investor Day. My name is Hanna Forsgren, and I work as an equity research analyst here at ABG. With me today, I have Garo and their CEO, Patrik Andersson, who will present the company. The stage is yours.
Thank you. As you said, my name is Patrik Andersson. I'm the CEO for the Garo Group. I've been with the company the last 16 years, and as a CEO the last 4 years. And also have my colleague here today, Helena Claesson, our CFO. But we will start with a short movie with an introduction of the company.
Strong, innovative power, great courage, and a unique corporate culture has made Swedish Garo one of the leading developers of new, smart electrical products. Driven by curiosity to create innovative solutions adapted for today and for the future. We are an innovative force with an internal strength and competence. By creating safe products combined with a high sustainability awareness, we simplify everyday life and create value for all the surroundings we operate in. Focusing on durability and design, we develop products that ensure energy saving, smarter control, and user-friendliness in both assembly and usage. We are present throughout the construction with temporary electricity. We provide the completed building with a permanent power supply. We light up campsites and marinas. And we can charge all kinds of modern electrical vehicles, from the smallest car to the biggest truck, at home, at work, or on the road. We take a clear overall responsibility for the next generation, because we are Garo.
So we continue with the introduction, and Garo is a company that was founded in 1939 in Gnosjö in south part in Sweden. So we have been for this business over 80 years, and we are a provider of safe components and products for electricity. And we are today divided into two business areas, Garo Electrification and Garo E-mobility, and I will explain that more in the presentation later here. Our headquarter is based here in Gnosjö in Sweden. Then we have subsidiaries in Finland, Norway, UK, Ireland and Poland. And we also now start to make a company also in Germany, which we will enter into during this year, which we announced in our Q4 report. We have our market as Europe, and therefore we have our market in Europe. It was opened due to the e-mobility business, because the e-mobility business has regulations that all the socket and outlets is the same in every country. Then we have some restriction in some countries due to Germany and some to France, but in overall we can sell the e-mobility business in all countries in Europe. We have production sites in Sweden, and we also have in Poland, in Szczecin. So we have invested during 2022 in new facility in Sweden, and we are now finishing a new building in Poland during this summer. So we will move to 15,000 square meter new factory there in Szczecin to make more e-mobility products. So that's a view over the company and our market. So where can you find our products? Of course, I see them every day, but you go through them every day without knowing. You have them in your villa apartments, you have them in the construction sites, you charge your car, you have them if you have a caravan, marina poles, and we power supply industry or apartments. And you see them all over the place where you live and your life. So you can look after the brand Garo. You have them, I'm sure about that. So the e-mobility business is today 30% of our revenue during 2022. And that include all the e-mobility product and the service we have for that. And I will come into detail what I mean including in this area, because that's quite broad today, because we have chosen to be a broad provider in the mobility business, not only a niche, a broad provider. Then if we go into the electrification, that consists of 3 product areas. We have the electrical distribution products, which is the biggest product area, and that consists of approximately 3,500 different products that the installers are using every day in different applications, such new building, renovation, reparation, industry, and so on. They are at all the wholesalers, in web shops, in their shops to pick this, and in the service cars. So this is an extremely important area for Garo. We have the project business, which is product used for power supply, apartment, villa, industry, e-mobility solutions. So we have small enclosures up to 2,500 amps to power supply industry or e-mobility solutions. And we have temporary power, which is product used during the construction time for power supply, lighting, and heating and drying the construction site, and even event. If you have a concert or something, you can build up a temporary electricity. So these 3 product area is Garo electrification. And if we start with the electrification, what is the main driver for these products? Of course, the new buildings is important, but renovation sector is even more important, because to have if you need new building, and the new building is going down, as we know, the end of this year, for example, in Sweden, you have to balance or have products that you can use in both new building and renovation, and we have that portfolio today. So we like new buildings, but we even like renovations even more. We have also products for energy efficiency. The situation with the cost of the energy today drives, of course, private person, industry, to find solutions to use as little energy as possible. And we have products that can help you for the lighting, for ventilation, for heating, to use energy in an efficient way. And of course, the safety of all our products is extremely important, because we are working with safety products. You should be safe in your apartment, at your work, at the industry. If something happens with the electricity, our components should help you to not damage something or yourself. That's extremely important. Of course, the transition to electrical cars is important for the e-mobility business, but it's also very important for our business area, Garo electrification, because that drives a lot of power supply. You need load balancing, you need safety components. So when we are selling e-mobility solution, we're also selling products from Garo electrification. And that is a unique portfolio that we have due to our competitors. So that is, we think, a very good idea to have both electrification and e-mobility. And of course, we are working with sustainable products, that they should help us to use less energy, of course, but we're also working to have a product with the right material, and that we build them in a sustainable way. And as I mentioned in the beginning, you can see these products every day where you live. For example, camping sites, car heating, meter cabinets that a utility company mount their energy meter, marinas, industry product, temporary power, and so on and so on. And all these components, of course, for safety. So you see them every day, and in the total business area electrification, we have around 5,000 products and solutions. And if we go further on with the e-mobility, why did we get into this business 2008? We have been a market leader provider for car heaters and as I mentioned, for camping sites and marinas. In 2007, we sat down and thought we should maybe do a charging pole for electrical cars. And we launched it at the political week at Gotland, Almedalen, 2008. There were no electrical cars, some enthusiasts, of course, and no standards at all due to safety or communication. But after that, we decided that we should be a leading provider of e-mobility solutions. So that was the start for Garo at this business area. And today, of course, we see a strong trend in all markets in Europe on needs of charging infrastructure. And what's the driving this market in the e-mobility? Of course, we need to do a change for the climate. And one thing of that is the transition to electrical cars. We can see all the car manufacturers changing now to pure electrical cars. Of course, we have a lot of hybrids, but we can see now in other countries in Europe, they are jumping over, so to say, the hybrids and go directly to pure electrical cars. And it will be a lot of electrical cars quite quickly. And now when you fill up your petrol car, you go to a petrol station, and the change now for electrical cars is that you should charge your car at home, parking slots, and that of course need to be very safe. You have your family in your house and you should fill your car with full electrical, and that has to be in a very safe way. Communication and regulation, it's extremely important because we need to build a lot of infrastructure quite quick in all Europe, and you should travel with your electrical car through different countries. So the regulations that they have succeeded with the car manufacturers to have the same plugs and sockets, and we also have the same communication called OCPP, a protocol that communicate with the car, with the charger with the cloud. It could make communication with load balancing and different application and functions, which is a must to have this working in a good way. And to make this happen quick, we need some incentives, which we have in different countries. We don't need the incentives on long term, but in short term, we think we need them because it has to happen very quick, this charging infrastructure. We have them in Sweden, for example, with Grön Teknik and Klimatklivet. And it's different initiatives in different countries. But on long term, we don't need it, but on short term, it's important. And what's our business idea in this? We think it's important to make it easy for all stakeholders that have an electrical car to charge, which means that you should charge at home, at work, when you are in the supermarket or at the gym, at your work. That means that we have to have a broad portfolio with chargers. And if you should build this in a quick, you need to have a volume, you have to have different type of chargers communicating with each other with smart functions. And we have decided, as I said in the beginning, when we launched our very first charger in 2008, that we want to be a provider with a broad portfolio. And we have decided that we should have charger for different applications where you work and live. For example, at home, parking slot, at your work, summer house or winter house, camping site, outside the gym, some quick charger outside the company in different applications. So you can use the chargers when you do something else. You don't go to charge, you charge where you work and live. That's a total different what is today with a fossil car. You have to think in another way. Therefore, we make it easy for all the stakeholders. And of course, to have a broad portfolio is not always easy, because you should have a lot of function for different applications. You don't need the same functions at home as you maybe need in a public place. So you have to have the right platform. And we have developed a platform during quite long time. And we launched it now end of last year. And we start to deliver it to the market yesterday. So that is Garo Entity. We have now started to deliver Entity Pro, which is this product. And we will also, in a few months, start to launch also Garo Compact, which is a smaller charger that you can use at home. And this is a platform prepared for a lot of functionality. Functionality you maybe have heard about is vehicle to grid and plug and charge. Plug and charge is make it easy for you to pay for your charge when you charge. So when you come and park your car, you plug in your cable, and when you have a plug in the cable, it feels this is Patrick, this is your car, and I can. This is the credit card that you pay. You don't do anything. If you have a pure electrical car today, you maybe have 10 applications in the phone, some RFID card in your pocket. Tomorrow, you don't need that when the new cars now arrive to the market. So it's a lot of functionality. We can integrate the charges to different CPO as E.ON, Vattenfall, and so on. We can do it to different solar equipment. So we think we need to be a part of the electricity grid. You can't do everything yourself, but you have to take a part in this electrical network. So we launched this product end of last year at London EV and E-Car Expo in Gothenburg. And we start to deliver now yesterday, as I said. So you can get it with a cable outlet. And I will show you here a short movie about the product. So this product we have put a lot of development resources into to make it not only easy for the end user that have the electrical car, because we have a lot of discussion with the installers, so should install this product, because that has to be in an efficient way. So we have done a lot of development in that to make it easy for all stakeholders, and also to install the different software and updates so we can reach all the chargers in an efficient way. We have done an application for, of course, the installer, the owner, and the driver that can see different things in the app for make it easy all the way. So product development, we have put in a lot of resources the last year, and of course we have put a lot of resources into electronics and software, because we think that it's there you can get all the functionality. Now we have built a platform, and then you can add on more and more different applications to make it more sufficient. And of course, focus on sustainability, both on the product, but also what the product can do. Modern design, which in the electrical business, if you have asked me for 15 years ago, no one didn't look how this inclusion look. But today, it's really important when we come to, of course, e-mobility, that to have the right design. You saw the charger in different colors, and the form is extremely important. And of course, independent testing. We think as a company, as this is extremely important when we come to charging, that an independent are testing our products, because As I said, we are moving the petrol station to our home. It needs to be safe and clear in every reason. So we have all our product independent testing because we can say this is the best product, but someone else testing this is extremely important. So that was all so far, and I know you have maybe some question, and I can say already now, me and Helena will stay outside here also after this presentation, so we can take more question if you want to.
Thank you very much, Patrick, for the presentation. So my first question is, going into 2023, what will be your main focus?
The main focus now is to produce and deliver the entity platform. We have had, as you maybe read in our Q4 report, we have had some issues with the material supply. Now this situation is better and better, and we're now ramping up our entity production until summer. We are moving into a new production facility in this summer in Poland. So production capacity, ramping up, and deliver entities our main focus at the moment.
Okay. If we look at the e-mobility segment, what geographies are most interesting for you, and why is that?
Of course, we are focusing on the market we already are in Sweden, Norway, Finland, Ireland. But of course, we enter into UK end of 2019 without knowing it was COVID. So we have had some rough years, but we have increased the business. So UK is a really interesting business, and we are increasing quite quick there at the moment. Of course, from small numbers when we are new in the country, but they have a lot of initiatives, and they have quite tough regulations due to which functionality you need to have in the country. But we think it's really interesting country. And then, of course, Germany. Now, when we enter into Germany, it's extremely interesting country. And of course, we have some more countries in Europe that we are doing business in. But UK and Germany at the moment is extremely important for us.
All right. How would you describe your edge? Why should customers choose your charger?
I think the edge here is first of all, that I mentioned in the beginning, the unique offer we have with the electrification and the mobility, that we can give the customer a power supply. We can provide them with different chargers, wall box, charging poles, DC chargers, so we can give them the whole package. And then, of course, we can also have them with service agreement, because we have service technician on the field. If they have, for example, an e-mobility solution with 200 chargers that we need yearly service or something like that, we can add that, because the uptime for charging will be the most important. If you have an electrical car, you need to charge now. You can't have it closed. So the whole package from electrification, e-mobility, and service.
All right. So my final question will be, looking at the current macro situation, how is this affecting you?
Of course, it is affecting us a bit, but if we go to e-mobility again, the infrastructure need to build out now. So that will happen. That will not affect us so much. They will invest in this type of product and solutions. If we go to electrification, of course, we will have a downturn in a new building and that, but we will balance that with renovation and e-mobility. So we think the market for 2023 will be quite good, even if it's some difficulties in Sweden and in Europe.
Thank you very much, Patrick, for the presentation and the Q&A.
Thank you.